Welcome, everyone. We are live. It's Friday. Oh, yes, it is. It is. Energy siphoning. Now, I don't know if you know what siphoning is. Of course, you might know what siphoning is. My first introduction to siphoning was my dad, because he siphoned gas out of a car. Listen, I don't even know how old I was, but I still had afro puffs and frills. Okay, so I remember that well. You're not supposed to do that. But anywho, you put the hose in the tank and you suck until you can't let it touch your mouth though. Can't let the gas touch your mouth, right? But you just suck until all the gas comes up and then you let the suction pour it into another container, siphoning. So siphoning is when you tap into something and draw it out. Siphoning. Okay? Whether you knew or you didn't know, I still have to explain it. So when we go out into the world, there are things that tap into us and siphon our energy. But what does that look and feel like? Hmm? It looks like debates. Because look at what happens. A lot of people feel like they're not heard. They're not listened to, right? Nobody listens to them. So when you get involved in a debate or you're arguing with someone and they're shouting over you and you can't get your stuff out, mm, you're left feeling drained, dissatisfied. You understand? All of that is taking your energy. Oh, I gave away some energy this morning. Let me tell you. One of our politicians in the city was, talking about how corrupt the other politician was. And your girl got in the comments. I allowed that hose to be inserted into me and to draw my energy out because for some reason, we as people think that politicians are there to help us. Are we forgetting that they're human and every man has his price? Right? And if you look at the principle of rhythm, rhythm always compensates. So the mud that he was slinging about the quote unquote gifts that she was accepting is based upon who and what she is and the level of intensity. So there was my first hose for the morning to siphon energy. You see, when we engage in these things, we allow them to take from us. Because if you pay attention to it, you'll realize that you go through the day and you're like, man, I am tired. Right? You're driving and people's hands are too weak to push down a little lever or pull it up to indicate left or right. And you get mad and you start spitting nails. Another hose to siphon your energy. Remember, all it has to do is tap into you. And how do things tap into us? By way of our emotions. Yes. Well, how else would it move you? Because the thing felt is the thing acted upon. The thing that you feel is going to move you. So, siphoning happens when you are moved. Do you understand? When you are triggered. There's a saying, a hit dog will holler. I think that's an American saying. What do we say in the Caribbean? I don't know that we have something we say in regards to that. Oh, who the cap fit? Let you wear it. Who the cap fit, let you wear it. Huh? Same thing as a hit dog will holler. So when something triggers you emotionally, imagine one hose is tapped into you. Another thing comes along and you are emotionally aroused by it. Another hose taps into you. And something else comes along and triggers you again. Another hose taps into you. And remember what happens with the hose, right? When you put the hose into the tank and you just draw enough of it to create the flow of energy to come out the other end of that hose, you lower what's in the tank. You are the gas tank. Okay? You are the gas tank. And innocently enough, right? This is the best word is insidious. just to even say it, just insidious. It sounds so tantalizing. It sounds so, that is insidious. When in actuality, insidious is what it is. It gets worse over time the longer it goes on, which means we do not think or we perceive that these little triggers are harmless. If you remember something from Hopper in Ants, he says if it is one ant, it can't do anything to you, eh? But if there are many ants, well, then you have a problem because they will overrun you. So one siphon is not a problem per se. It's not really that big of a deal. But many siphons are a problem. Because, think about it, we have to commit to certain siphons. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a J-O-B, right? That is a siphon because it requires you having to expend energy to get something back. It takes energy from you. Remember that. Food. You have to eat it, but in order for you to metabolize it so that you can have energy, it needs you to metabolize it. So that is also a siphon. However, it is a siphon that gives back. It is reciprocal. So you've got to learn to spot the difference between a siphon that just takes and a siphon that reciprocates. If you are energized, now pay attention. Because some of us allow ourselves to become siphons. We've heard energy vampire. We've heard that phrase. Ow, something is sucking your energy. Are you one of those people? You know when you come across a post that is rage baiting? Siphon. So the person posting the bait is siphoning your energy. They don't give you anything back. They just take. So learn to discern the difference between a reciprocal siphon and a parasitic one. So a symbiotic and a parasitic. And it really is a matter of perception. Some people get off on rage bait, you understand? Some people get off on it. Well, they're energized by it because they're the siphon taking your energy. So that's what they feed upon. I know in today's society, sometimes we talk about the archon and how they feed off of human energy. Oh, we'll use the principle of correspondence. As above, so below. As within, so without. You see, we only look at the archon, but we don't see how we as people can also become siphons. Right? Pay attention. Just observe how you respond, and you will learn much. If you don't be like me. Yeah, I see certain topics and oh, right? I because I fly in on my broomstick of justice, right? Clever disguise. Call it what you want. It's still a siphon. Because I don't like injustice. I don't. But the problem with injustice is, well, not really the problem with injustice. The problem is this: where you put your attention will flourish. Where you put your attention will thrive. So if I see an injustice and I dun, 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 fly in with my cape, it's a plane, it's a bird, it's Super Grover, and I fly in with my cape, fighting against. Well, what I fight against becomes stronger because I am feeding it. I am allowing it to siphon my energy. You see, we take energy for granted. Huh? We always quote Nikola Tesla. If you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy and vibration. But you see, that still causes us to look outside of ourselves. And we neglect to see the fact that we are the energy. We are the vibration. That is what we need to pay attention to. So when you catch yourself, so what do you do, Angela? What do you mean? What do you mean I shouldn't fight against injustice? Now, one does not fight against injustice. One builds justice. How do you build justice? By becoming justice itself. What is the mental attitude of justice? If I ask you a question, because I know this, back in the day, there was a documentary called What is a Woman? Right? Very controversial. But nobody knew how to answer that question. So I'm going to pose it to you. And I want you to think about it as you go through. I am not going to give you the answer, but it is not what you think it is. As you go through the day, ask yourself, what am I? You could be a man, you could be a woman, but what are you? Not who, what? And the reason why I say that we take these things for granted is because they have become so mundane. We are so used to seeing men, we're so used to seeing women that we forget the one fundamental thing. I am not going to tell you what it is right now because I'm going to host a room on it, a live stream. I'm going to do it because the reason why I'm bringing it to your attention is the same reason I'm bringing this to your attention. Energy siphoning. When you forget that you are the energy, you put your life on the line. Literally, figuratively, you name it. Because what happens is we want to be involved with just about everything. Right? We like, listen, we have a phrase for it now. FOMO, fear of missing out. Yeah, everybody want to be in everybody else's business. But the more business that you are balls deep in, the more energy is siphoned from you. Now you wonder why you can't sleep, why you have poor appetite. Why are you always worried? Why are you scared all of a sudden? Because you're allowing yourself to be siphoned. There's always an exchange. The thing at the end of the hose, which was my dad, and the gas tank, there is an exchange between those two people. No, those two things, daddy and the gas tank. He looks like he's passive, but he's got to suck that hose until he feels the gas coming up in it. so that he can pull back and not swallow gasoline. It's a very fine line to tap in. But because we do not see ourselves as energy, we take it for granted that somebody does see us as energy. But we want to say, well, who sees us as energy? Your neighbor. Hello? Your boss. Everybody else sees us as energy, but we don't see ourselves as energy. Every time you work overtime and you get home and you're exhausted, you have given too much. But Angela, these bills ain't gonna pay themselves. Well, what do we learn every day? To experience in imagination what you would be doing in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be. That is what we learn. We learn to walk with a specific, deliberate mental attitude. If you say, well, these bills ain't gonna pay themselves, you are lacking. So where you walking? Which under my umbrella, Ella, which umbrella are you walking under? Which mental umbrella are you walking under? Lack. So if you are walking under the mental umbrella of lack, it can only rain lack. Rain, right? It can only rain lack down on you. So, how do you move yourself from lack to abundance? Mentally. Naturally, of course. So, what would you be doing naturally if you were no longer fretting about money? How would you drink your tea? How would you drink your coffee? And so, when you start that mental attitude of abundance, you knock that hose off of you of lack. It can't take your energy anymore. You're like, be gone. It's like you're swatting a mosquito. So now that's one less hose taking from you. Your attention should be on, like for instance, there's this one, it's not even a song. He's a beatboxer. He's Korean. I learned about polyphony. It's being able to do two different notes simultaneously. That's what beatboxing is. The ability to do that. I learned about that from the book I narrated. Oh, yes, indeed. And here I was thinking, oh my God, that's one of the longest books I've ever done. What could I possibly learn from this? But when I heard the word polyphony again, I said, oh, I know what that is. Because the star of the book, that's what she was. She was polyphonic. She could sing the melody and the harmony together at the same time, like the different notes at the same time. And so that song that he does, that he beatboxes, it puts me in a different mood altogether. It puts me in the mental attitude that I want to be in because I love music and I'd be listening. Listen, I would have something on repeat. Okay. And that's what I do. And I dance. So I use that to put myself in the mood of where I want to be deliberately, mentally. And even if it lasts for as long as the song does, that neurological pathway is beginning to form. And the more I do it, it forms and it solidifies. The more I do it, it forms and solidifies. The more I put myself in that mental frame of mind, forms that neurological pathway. That's all I'm doing. I'm not worried or thinking about the outcome. I am just forming a neurological pathway because every neurological pathway you form, you have to live by it. So if I continually form a neurological pathway of these bills ain't gonna pay themselves, or oh, would you be my, won't you be my sugar daddy? If that is my mental attitude, I'ma always want and need somebody to do something for me. So every time we engage, I just read this study on LinkedIn, and they said complaining forms a neurological pathway. And I said, no shit, Sherlock. Well, it's the principle of rhythm activated. You do the same thing the same way every time. You form a habit. A habit is a neurological pathway, a thing that you must do the same way every time. So if you complain, you will always have to complain because why? The principle of correspondence tells us as within, so without. I don't need a study to tell me that. The principles tell it to me every single day. So siphoning is exactly the same thing. It is a principle of rhythm. If you habitually allow yourself to be tapped into, because it comes through your emotions. Sweet emotions. You think that's just a phrase for a song? Nah, baby. The energy from emotions is sweet. Makes you lick your lips and suck your fingers. Oh, yes, it does. It is heady. It is intoxicating. Why do you think they tell you power corrupts? It's not power. It is the energy that runs the power. Power is just the word we give it, but it is the energy that flows that makes it. That's why all men with power want more power. It is the energy that it gives you. Oh, yes. So the next time you get up and you go out into the world, pay bloody well attention to what you are triggered by. And not even what you're triggered by. Pay attention to the fact that you are triggered. And before you act upon that trigger, see in your mind's eye one hose penetrating you. And when that hose penetrates you, you better believe that it is siphoning. It is taking from you. And it's not giving you anything back. So now you will discern that when you encounter something that gives you something back, it is reciprocated. You give something, it gives something. It is symbiotic. Now remember what the difference is between parasitic and symbiotic. A parasite will suck you dry until you're dead, even at the cost of its own life. But a symbiote, nah. A symbiote will make sure that you stay alive, because if you stay alive, it stays alive. You see, this is the principle of polarity. The difference between the symbiote and the parasite, all intents and purposes, they look exactly the same. They both require a host. They take from that host. They do the same things, but one of them gives. One of them gives back. Whether a little or a lot is irrelevant, but it gives back. Whereas the other will just take. So pay attention to what you allow to trigger you. The moment you catch yourself being triggered, I'm not just saying this for your benefit today. This is a reminder to me because I know me. You don't know me like I know me. I know me. So when I tell you to catch it, that thing triggers you. You say, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. See in your mind's eye. As soon as it triggers you, you say, oh, you're trying to suck my energy. Oh, I can't allow that. And you put your attention elsewhere. Turn on your favorite song. Dance a little bit, but disconnect from that thing. And you will find an interesting phenomenon. You will now go through the day and you will have more energy. Oh, do you know why you will have more energy? Because you are preserving your own. You are not allowing yourself to be siphoned from. Oh my God, I gotta stay up for one more episode. I gotta binge watch this. Ooh, you know your girl is guilty of this one. Just one more episode. Just one more episode. Just one more page. Just one more page. Now, it depends on what you're reading or what you're watching. But remember, there's always an energy exchange. There's always an exchange. And if you are giving more than you get, you are doing too much, thereby depleting yourself. You see, now what that will cause you to do, it will cause you to examine your friendships. Oh, yes. Not judge them, but it will cause you to examine them. It will cause you to examine why you do what you do. Oh, but I just want to be appreciated. I just want to be appreciated. I want people to like me. Hmm. So you want people to like you, so you're gonna cut your nose to spoil your features? You're gonna hang out with certain people just so you are liked? My friend, my beautiful friend, you've just allowed a hose to tap into you to siphon your energy because you want to be liked. Oh. I keep telling you, the law will show you at every turn, every single hole that you have in your life that causes your energy to seep from you. And it will help you to patch those holes so that you remain energized. Now, imagine, if you will, if everyone did that. Well, then we wouldn't have insecurities, would we? We wouldn't be in relationships that we have to compromise. Oh, but he loves me. Oh, but she loves me. She ain't going nowhere. She my ride or die. All the while, you are exhausted and giving out more than you get. But remember how to fix it. Remember how to fix it. Experience in imagination what you would be doing in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be. What would it be like to not be triggered? What would it be like to just walk past and, as we say in Barbados, see and don't see? You see it because you ain't blind. You're not visually impaired, or you can see it, but you don't see it because you deliberately refuse to engage. And do you know why people will fight you to try and draw you in? Because they gotta eat, that's why. So they will fight to keep you there. When you say, no, and then somebody says, that's right, go ahead, you a bitch anyway. Aw, you too wimpy, you don't know how to debate. And they bait you to keep you engaged. And do you know why they keep you engaged? Because then they keep that hose in you and they keep sucking the life from you. But nah, I'm a man. I can't just walk away from that. I gotta defend. Okay. Go ahead and keep defending. Keep defending, my friend. You're gonna crawl out of there, not walk out. But I can't tell you what to do. I can only tell you to pay attention. You better wake up and pay attention. Just pay attention to what triggers you. And then in that short little window, that span, you can now say, no. That's all you say, no. And if you watch hockey, the commentator When the guy doesn't get the goal, he goes, denied. So when they can't bait you, you just say no or denied. Deny entry. Deny entry to your energy by the simple fact of recognizing what it is. Do not get so caught up in your day that you forget to see yourself. Anyway, I'll say that to you because I understand. When I tell you I understand, I understand. Because I do it. I do it. I go in those rooms with the salacious topics and I listen. And I'm like, oh, but I don't just listen. Oh, that. Oh, it's so spicy though. It's so tantalizing. That's how they get you. Because if it was like my room, boring, nobody would go. I don't tempt you. I don't need to tempt you. Your desire to change is stronger than your desire to remain the same. And that's why you are here every day. That's why. So whether there's 2 of you or 4 of you or none of you, I must still be here. Because then you recognize the people who want to change their lives. You will meet them every time. So that's why I'm telling you today, pay attention to what taps into you. Because the moment you are penetrated, you understand. You are now connected. And when you are connected, there will be an exchange. People call them soul ties. Nah, it's just a siphon, honey. Just a siphon. Right? So we sitting here, we reminiscing about our lost love. They are still tapped into you and you are still feeding them. All because we feel a little bit lonely. Look at where the mental attitude of loneliness is. Look at it. And when you recognize where it is, well, what do you want to become? What do you want to become? And that's where you put your mental attitude. Because this is why Neville Goddard says creation is finished. Because there is a mental attitude for whatever you want to do. And all you get to do is walk in that mental attitude. He calls it a mental state. Same thing. Mental state, mindset, mental attitude, frame of mind, same thing. And that is where we live from, day in and day out. So pay attention and you will see what mental attitude you are in that allows you to be tapped into and siphoned from. And the moment you change your mental attitude, that siphon falls from you. You don't have to fight it. I trust today that it makes sense. Okay, Frame is in the house. I see you, baby. Melly Mel, paging Melly Mel. Would Melly Mel come to the mic, please? Oh, I love you guys. My Liza, darling, I see you, the better man. Mr. Stafford Jr. Yeah. Twitter, well, Twitter is as Twitter is for the replay gang. Who's our fan base this morning? My sweet Miss McQueen. Oh, oh. KZ was here too. I think Zola was here as well, if memory serves. I just saw flashes in the corner of my eye. because I'm just keeping all devices in one frame, like to see everything at once. And so peripherally, I see. And so Casey says she loves my logo. So you want to know what that logo is? Check out my positivelyangela.com. Ray Ray is in the house. Listen, my fella is in the house too, but he's just quiet this morning, my little Roo. And lady is stepping. I saw her this morning, and the first thing I said was, "Oh, here comes the hot step," because that's my girl, because she's stepping again, right? She's beginning to walk again, and so it's real nice. And so now I gotta na 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 na. You know that jam, right? Here comes the hot stepper. That's my girl. So I cheer her on. Listen, when you go through this day, pay attention. Look at yourself. You're not being, you see that word? Self-centered. What other centered is there supposed to be? Okay. It's just that that word has been distorted. That's why. You should be self-centered. Why? Because the way the self is, whatever you are centered or focused upon, is how you're going to live your life. So you better know what you are centered around and on and through and in and out of. Anywho, go forth today and know that you are truly loved and appreciated by me. Please, girl. Far greater than I. Far greater than I. You are love itself. You didn't know? Now you know. I'm not talking, oh my God, I love you so much. I'm not talking about that. That is, again, a distortion of the word. When somebody loves you, right? The principles are the embodiment of love. Why? Because they give you your sovereignty. They give you your freedom. They give you self-governance. Because you should not be in bondage. That is what love is. Love is what you want it to be. Love is heaven to the lonely. That's what love is, baby. Love is your freedom. Freedom. Love is your freedom. And you have always been designed to be free. But you forgot your freedom. Well, do you remember? You better. Anyhow, I love you. I ain't gonna keep you because, I just reminded myself of the oracle on the Matrix. She goes, I ain't gonna bite you. Oh my. Anywho, you got this weekend. Go through this weekend. And for the love of God and all things, practice paying attention to what triggers you. Don't do anything. You're just watching. You go, oh, look, there's one. Oh, shoot, there's another. Just observe them. You don't have to, you're just looking. You're just looking. And you'll notice something about yourself. Don't judge yourself, because that would be foolish. Right? So, I love you. Man, Casey was making it. Casey and everybody was making it rain in this fan base streets today with these hearts. Oh my, they was making it rain. Ow. Ooh, I got some hearts. Oh, they're lovely. Anyhow, y'all, I appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you again on Monday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, fan base. Yes, darling. And as always, He just said, have a great day. I know he did. I'm telling you, Maru loves y'all too. Anywho, remember, check out positivelyangela.com. The workshop is coming, and so is that room. Oh, I will title it salaciously. Oh, I will. I will. But with one focus, to remind you of what you are. And I think it's because we've forgotten that one thing that we are now living the way we do. Anywho, I love you.